raising and maintaining one's vibration. Welcome back to Spirit You. It's me, Danny, and we are going to talk today about raising and or maintaining one spirit at a good vibration or at a good frequency. I gotta admit, this one could be pretty advanced, but this one could be also very simple. So I'll try my best. No, I will do my best at explaining it in its proper sense and also simply so everyone could make the most out of this, because it's actually quite a simple thing. When I say raising and maintaining a high or good vibration, all I'm saying in a simple sense is keeping yourself in a good mood, and truly like a truly good mood, because when you're in a good mood, it's easier to spread that good mood and positivity out to everyone else. So this is what that's all about. It's about the good vibrations or the good vibes, for what everyone says. And it's all about keeping a nice vibration or frequency, I will say often, within oneself, so that life feels better, life is experienced better, and so that we can hopefully support and encourage our environment to give us a better experience in life. I might as well explain why I want to talk about this. Look, for reals, I've been finding life pretty damn tough and hard recently. And that's not to say because I'm going through the worst of the worst or going through horrible things. I'm going through some obstacles and struggles, and because I had forgotten how to maintain and raise my vibration in a nice spiritual sense. Like I'd kind of lost track a bit with my spirituality. I had really let life get me down, and I'd let myself get myself down, if we want to be honest with ourselves. Because at the end of the day, life's just life. Life's just going to do whatever. The universe is going to present anything. God is going to bring anything. Whatever. Our situations, they are just what they are. And at the end of the day, when we want to become more powerful, we are better taking responsibility and acknowledging that, hey, we're the ones that are making the experiences feel worse. I know it's not that simple, and by default, when we feel bad, we can make things feel really bad. But as we grow spiritually, and I guess mentally and philosophically, for the rest of you that don't want to accept spirituality, as we grow within ourselves, we can take responsibility and become more powerful, and thus give ourselves a better experience. Is that too advanced? Am I talking too advanced right now? Because I know a lot of my people or my friends around me, they have no idea what I'm saying. So you know what? I'm going to say it like this. Yo, if we can take accountability, we have the power to make our lives feel better. That's it. And let's just say I had recently not taken responsibility for the things that were getting me down. It's not that I wasn't taking responsibility. It was more like I had let a lot of factors play their part, and I had decided to not be better about it. Yeah, that's it. Because every day we have a choice to just do what's easy, or maybe suck it up a bit more and do what's better or what could yield better results. Much like the marshmallow experience. Now, I could take that marshmallow presented to me right away, or I could acknowledge that, hey, if I hold back a bit, I'll get 2 marshmallows. And sadly, I was getting disappointed because I wasn't getting my 2 marshmallows as often as I had wanted recently. But it's alright, I'm back. And now, I said in the other talk the other night that, I somehow cleared my head and remembered, hey, I know how to make myself feel better alive. And now I'm getting heaps of marshmallows. I'm not getting 2, I'm getting millions of marshmallows again. I've already received a few marshmallows, but I know the more of them are going to come. So, I'm here to talk about how we can get the marshmallows, or tips of what could make us more marshmallowy. Is that what it is? Raising your vibration? That's a good way to think about it. When you raise your vibration, because I'll explain about that more. But when you raise your vibration, you put yourself in a state where you can earn more marshmallows. Whereas if you stay at a low vibration, you're just eating whatever marshmallows in front of you. You're not at that vibration or frequency where you can start to earn and develop more marshmallows. Ooh, yeah, that's a good way to explain it. If you know the marshmallow experiment, do you guys know what that experiment is? It's like back in the day, they got some kids, and they did a social experiment on some kids, and I'm pretty sure I explained this so many times. They put a marshmallow in front of the kids, and they told the kids, hey, you can have this marshmallow right now. Is it a marshmallow or Oreo? I don't know, some sort of treat, some sort of dessert. They said to the kids, you can have this dessert right now, but if you hold back and you wait and you're patient and you don't take it immediately, you will be rewarded with an extra marshmallow or Oreo in the future. And then they ran that experiment on some kids. Some took the candy straight away, others held back. And then I think they later checked on all those subjects that were tested on, all the children that were tested on. And then they found that those who had learned to abstain and gain, or those who had learned to hold back, I'm going to use simpler language. Yeah. Those who learn to hold back and get the marshmallow later so they can have an extra marshmallow, them kids had better life outcomes in life. Because I think it showed that they had a skill to abstain and withhold from instant gratification or from quick pleasure. They had the skill to hold back from simple pleasures to eventually earn greater and better pleasures. It's just a simple experiment and a simple study. Doesn't mean it's guaranteed for everyone, but it is a nice way to see things, and it explains a lot of it makes a lot of sense in terms of vibrations and spirituality. Anyway, maybe I should talk about the topic more so we can understand more. I was already talking about it, but whatever. Yeah, I just drank a coffee, so I'm all jacked up right now. I should have held back on this coffee and earned myself 2 coffees later. I don't think it works for this example, but whatever. Anyway, yeah. Wait, before I go to outlining what we're going to talk about, I've been really letting life get me down, or letting myself get myself down. And I'd recently become more aware. I was like, hey man, your vibration's low as hell. Danny, your frequency is not as frequent as we want it to be. We want that shit buzzing, not slow and low. Like I was heave slow vibration, and like it sucked, man. It was making me angry. I'll be honest. I'm still holding a lot of these ill feelings within me right now. But I've been working on releasing and cleansing and transmuting that shit. And one way that's helping me raise my vibration and cleanse these low vibrations, in a sense, is me just doing this talk anyway. So, yo, this talk is therapy for me. Look, sad secret, but also beautiful secret is all these talks are actually therapy for me. I got all this stuff I want to share, and so I believe if, hey, I'm just gonna record it all and share my ideas and thoughts on spirituality, I feel better knowing that maybe one day in the future, some future civilization will dig this up, and then they'll listen to my talks and they'll be like, man, you know what? This guy knew what he was talking about, or like he shared some nice wisdom for us. And hopefully they apply it in their day and age. I would like for some of the wisdom that I'd like to share to help people now in the current day. But hey, I'm not good at marketing myself, so whatever. As long as I'm getting this out and recorded, it's my therapy. Anyway, before I pour my whole heart out, I'd also been helping a few relatives and cousins and all that, and giving talks and stuff. And same thing, I was offering them suggestions and advice of what not to do, because what not to do and what they could do to better maintain and sustain a higher vibration in life. Because life gets hard, yo. We all get stressful situations. We all come across things, and there's things we could do to better our well-being so we could go out there and experience the world. If we put ourselves through too much stress too often, we're gonna run out of good energy to bring goodness out there. Sometimes we need to recharge. Sometimes we need to replenish ourselves. Sometimes we need to get the hell away from everything that's been bringing us down and realize, hey, we're in the wrong place right now. If I'm trying to learn how to swim the backstroke, but I'm hanging out with the freestyle club, yeah, there's benefits, because, like, you know, we're all still in the water. But hey, I need to learn the backstroke, and I need to be around the right environment that's going to encourage me to better do the backstroke. Is that the best example? But whatever, you know, like, when we're aware of our environment and how it aligns with what we're trying to get out of life at that current moment, it will really affect our vibration. I was talking to some of my cousins about that, and yeah, we all came to the agreement that they, myself, all in our own different life situations, we'd kind of all been dancing on the wrong dance floors. That's the example I gave for them. It's like, hey, we all got different music. We all have different types of music within us. And with these different types of music, we have different ways that we dance and all that. And if we're always getting bothered by the outside world and letting the outside world's music bother us, we're going to get upset within ourselves, because we're like, hey, how come we're always trying to do these dance moves? And it's like, oh yeah, it's because we're always engaging with this music, when really we have our own music, and we would be happier doing our own dance moves that match better to our music, because that music may not even match up with the outside world music that we've been hanging out there with. Like, what I'm saying is, we've been going to the wrong parties because they're not playing the kind of music that we want right now. That dance floor, it's cool, it's rocking, but that's not the dance floor that I want to go at. You know, they're all doing crazy ass break dancing, all that stuff. That's not me, bro. I want a salsa, and I want to shake my hips and move around. So, those talks with my cousins and some relatives and stuff, yeah, it was a reminder. It's like, hey, man, yo, we've been going to the wrong parties. Let's do ourselves a favor and start going back to the right parties, or finding the parties that better suit us, so that we could bring more light to ourselves and to everyone else. I've driven that point way too far, haven't I? Who cares? Alright, so I've already been talking about it, but yeah, to raise one's vibration, or to raise or maintain one's spirit at a high vibration. Because our spirit, it's gonna fluctuate all the time. Sometimes like we might start getting low vibrational, sometimes we get high vibrational. Whatever, it's natural. We're forever ebbing and flowing, but we could live our lives at better frequencies or better vibrations if we're aware how, or if we become more aware of ourselves. We don't always have to be savage beasts destroying everything around us just to get a meal. We don't have to be like that. We could become more thoughtful of our environment and ourselves and see, hey, how could I get myself a meal, possibly secure my relatives or everyone around me a meal, and ensure that not everyone is left harm or reduce harm or detriment to everyone else around us. Those two crude examples are very crude examples of the different ends of the spectrum of low vibration and high vibration. And when we stay in lower vibration, it has been observed by many that staying in lower vibration will not produce as good and fulfilling feelings of life compared to staying in a high vibration. So in other words, when you got a low frequency, you're not gonna feel as good, and it's gonna keep you feeling like shit because it's so destructive, compared to when you're in a high vibration or at a high frequency. It's more likely to encourage positivity and wellness, which makes that positivity and wellness easier to spread. Let me take it back again, because I feel like I haven't properly explained something. Let me think. Today I'm talking about raising and maintaining one's vibration. And I guess first, I've been trying to explain what it means to be high vibrational or low vibrational, or even medium vibrational. Medium vibrational, I guess, is where like you're kind of good, you're kind of not good, but you're getting by. It's like default. But when you start getting to that low mood, you could start considering, hey, maybe I'm engaging in too many low vibrational activities. And when you're always more positive, you could consider that, hey, maybe I'm in the right environments, engaging in the right activities that help keep my vibration at a nice frequency so that I feel better, instead of just always low and dull. So now I've got that simple point out of the way, maybe I should talk about Why is it important? Wait, before I get deep into the crux of it, I forgot. It's best if I outline what I'm going to talk about. Holy hell, it's been 20 minutes. I haven't even outlined it yet. I knew this was going to be a big talk. I wanted to do a short talk, but because I talk too much, it ended up being big, and it's going to be a big one. That's okay, because that's why I got to do all this editing to make sure that it's more digestible and consumable for all y'all that find it hard to intake a lot of valuable information. It's okay. I'm gonna make it more bite-sized for you guys with the edits. For now, I'm just talking. I'm just flowing. So let me outline where the main points I'm going to talk about. So we're going to talk about what is one's vibration, like, what's the frequency, whether like high frequency, low frequency, what it means for your spirit to be at high frequency or low frequency. I'm pretty sure I just explained that for the past 20 minutes. I'm going to talk about how life can affect our frequency and how we can affect our frequency. Because the things that affect our frequency, whether it be us or life, things like lifestyle, environment, and how well we get to accepting ourselves and understanding our inner selves. In other words, spirituality. Ooh. We're also gonna talk about general tips to raise your vibration and general tips to negate or deter lowering your vibration. There's a lot of spiritualists out there that call this one the idea of deterring lowering your vibration. We call that spiritual hygiene. So having nice hygiene to ensure that you're always at a nice, cleanly, hygienic, spiritually hygienic level. I love that. I love that they call it spiritual hygiene. It's like brushing your teeth. You got all this low vibrational shit all up in your teeth and your gums. Sometimes we gotta do some things to clean that shit out, just to make sure that we're healthy and we're at a better well-being. All right, that's what we're gonna talk about. Let's get back into the depths of it. All right, so I'm gonna talk about one's vibration. I kinda already explained what vibration is. So, look, I can edit it out, but just let me explain it again. What is our vibration? Our vibration is a one way to look at our spirit, to look at ourselves. In spirituality, we teach that our being, our consciousness, is not exactly just our physical body, but it's more than that. It's like our spirit. It's our energy, because we are energy. We're not just the physical body, but we are the energy that drives this physical body. Just like we could say that, hey, that car, that BMW is fast, but what's more important than a fast BMW is a good driver. The driver, that's the energy, that's the spirit. So when we think of the vibration, we can think about the skill of the driver. Ooh, yeah, that's a good way to see it. Or it's the well-being of the driver. Because if this driver is feeling like shit, doesn't matter if he's got the maddest BMW, he's got the coolest, fastest car. If this driver feels like shit and he's low vibrational right now, he's not gonna race or drive as well as he could. When he is at higher vibration, and he's at a better well-being, spreading that positivity. And you can think of it like, imagine this mad beautiful BMW, and he goes out into the road and he's driving like shit, going all over the place, and everyone sees that, they're gonna want to stay away from this guy, first of all, on the road, because that's a hazard. Second of all, the fact that he's not going at the most tasteful or acceptable flow, it's gonna make people not feel as comfortable. It's gonna, in a sense, put people in shock, lower their vibration, and make them more conscious on the road, and possibly make their driving more hazardous. Versus if this BMW driver was at a high vibration and he's feeling good about himself, well-being, you know, he's flowing with the traffic, he's going through everything, he's taking his turns and pulling up into streets beautifully and elegantly, and everyone knows like, oh man, that guy's such a good driver, I'm so glad, you know, my drive is going to be nice too, and that's all going to spread out, and everyone's going to have a good time on the road. Or if they were racing in a racetrack, same thing, you know, people feel less like they'll feel less likely like they'll be in danger if the driver is at a good well-being. And hey, we don't have to only look at that one driver, the one car. We're talking spirituality here, so we're looking at ourselves. Me as a driver, it helps if I feel better before I go out on the road and drive this meat vehicle that I am. So our vibration, in a sense, is our well-being, and it's a sense of well-being where we can tap into our skills, because when we're feeling better, we can be more productive and constructive. Whereas when we feel like shit, I don't know if you guys are spiritually aware enough to know this, but when you feel like shit, you become destructive as hell. It's hard to explain, but it's sort of because there's destruction already happening within you, and so you can't help but project that destruction outwards. Maybe not everyone is like that. Maybe not everyone's vibrations reach so far at either end of the spectrum, or maybe, no offense, but you're just not as powerful as others. But when I'm in a bad mood, I can feel the destruction within me trying to seep out and create more destruction in my own world. A philosophical point to put through is, if you've ever heard anyone say that the universe is within you, it sort of goes in that point where it's like, since the universe is within you and you're feeling really crap inside, and you feel that destruction, that decay, like nothing is doing well within you, in a sense you start to project that and create that around you. And instead of saying hello, instead of saying hi, I hope you have a nice day, you say, fuck off, get the fuck away from me, I hope your day's shit. At an extreme example. So that's in a way how we can see that the universe is within us. Don't get too deep into it where it's like, hey, I don't know, like I have to go traveling like Ant-Man deep into my own self just to discover some secrets and all that. The secret's pretty simple, and it's right in front of us. How we feel inside affects how the outside environment becomes. It has an effect. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but it definitely has an effect. And unfortunately for us humans, our timeline and our lifespan is so short that everything is actually very, very slow for us, and we don't see how what we feel inside expands out into the universe. That's the thing that makes it hard to explain. Because they say that the universe is like, what, millions of billions of years old. Yo, that's a long ass time, and we're only but our our timeline is only but a grain of sand in a big ass ocean. So can you understand how like what one grain and how one grain can affect the whole entire ocean? But what about many grains of sand? Can they affect the ocean? Yes. One grain does affect the ocean, and then that will spread out to the other grains and the billions of grains, and then this ocean could become dirty, or this ocean could become clean. Unfortunately, a lot of spiritual beliefs believe that the ocean, or at least the human part of the ocean, the beach where all the humans are at, unfortunately they believe like, we're in the dark age, and we're not at the best of times, but the dark age will come to an end once something intense happens, and we will reset and then regrow. No, I don't want to talk about all that right now. That's there's a lot of bias with that. I don't want to get into that. Let me get back to the vibrations. So yeah, your vibration is your spirit and the well-being of your spirit. Yeah. Can we say that? Why did it take me 10 minutes to explain that? Our vibration is our well-being, is our spirit and the well-being of our spirit. Just like when you see a driver of a car, how the car moves is a little bit dependent on the vehicle or the body, but it's more dependent on the well-being of the spirit or the driver. And life can make the driver stressed out when there's too many red lights they have to deal with, or there's too many other shitty drivers on the road and shitty cars. Unfortunately, a lot of people are not even happy with the vehicle that they're driving because they're too busy looking at everyone else's vehicle. And as they say, that comparison is the thief of joy. They're too busy comparing each other's cars, and they're getting unhappy, and they're not appreciating that they have a car. Damn. My vehicle, not great. Like, it needs a service all the time. It needs a service way more than a lot of other people. But I'm so happy I got a vehicle. I learned to appreciate that I got a vehicle. And you know what's crazy? I appreciate that I got this vehicle more because in real life, I was a dumbass and lost my license, so I don't actually have a physical car. But at least this vehicle that my spirit has, I'm appreciating that I still got it. I could have lost it many times, but I learned that, hey, I could be grateful, and I am grateful, and I'm learning how to better maneuver it and better myself so I can make the most of it. So I'm bettering the driver. That's what we're talking about today. We're talking about bettering the driver's mood and ways that the driver can approach the world and interact with the outside world and roads so that the driver enjoys the drive. Yeah. Did I explain what the vibration is well enough? I'm pretty sure, dude. It's been 30 minutes. In my notes, I wrote down a who, what, where, when, why kind of thing. So I did the what. And I've sort of talked about the why, but let's just wrap up the why. Why do we want to consider or think about maintaining or raising our vibration? We want to think about that because, first of all, and most obviously, if you're looking for advice from me, life gets hard, and it helps when we do the inner work and we develop our spirituality so that we could feel better about the challenges that we approach in life. Because whether we like it or not, we will face challenges. Challenges are not a bad thing. Challenges are a good thing. Because challenges are what create growth. When you look at a cell and it wants to go through meiosis or mitosis, I forgot which one's which, and it wants to expand and duplicate itself, it's got to go through a challenge of breaking itself apart and duplicating itself. That's a challenge, man. That growth that growth is not just simple. It's a challenge. The better we get at life, the easier the challenges are. I feel like I kind of said that without any substance. You guys know what I mean. Yeah, so first of all, it's to help mitigate the stress and the obstacles of general life. That's why we want to think about how we can raise and maintain our vibration. But also, it's nice to think about these things. So just in general, we can find ways to make a good situation even better, or prolong good situations or good moods, good vibrations. Like if we're feeling good about life, why wouldn't we want to be aware of how we can prolong it and keep it up, rather than just letting life flow and all of a sudden losing track and not maintaining? Because remember, whenever I keep bringing the point, I'm saying raise and maintain. Yeah, so it's nice to, it will help out, and it's really nice to be able to maintain the goodness and high vibration within yourself. It's not only to heal and fix you when you're down. It's not because we don't want to always be down, you know. It'd be nice if we always stay up as well and keep our vibration high. So that is why I want to talk about this. Damn, I talk a lot. But oh well. So the who, what, where. So I did the what, I did the why, the who. Alright. Who is involved when we talk about raising and maintaining a high vibration? Who is involved? You. I was gonna say me, but I mean like you, yeah. You, ourselves. We are the ones who are involved. We're the ones who are most responsible. I talked about this, I'll probably talk about this often, but when we take accountability and take responsibility for everything that happens in our life, even the things that seem out of our control, we become more powerful. Because when we take responsibility, that means we have the power to change it. Am I explaining this right? Let me just continue. So when we take responsibility for things that happen in our life, we give ourselves the power to maybe change the situation. Or if not change the situation, change how we perceive it or experience it. Because I could walk, a crude example, I could walk onto this dance floor right now, and it's playing some music. I might not like the music that much, but here I am, I'm at a dance floor, can't do anything about it, I'm trapped here. The music's playing. I can decide to just acknowledge that I don't enjoy this music and just have a bad time and not accept the music and do whatever I can to separate myself from this music and the people enjoying it. Like, even though people are smiling at me, they're having a good time, I'm trying to separate it because I'm trying to separate myself from the experience of this music, because I decided I don't like this music. When I become more responsible and I know that I have the power of how I perceive things, then I could look at this music and have a different experience. I could be like, look, I don't like this music that much, but the people here, they're enjoying it. Why don't I engage with the good feelings and just dance along with them and try to find out what everyone likes about this music? There might be beauty that I could experience. If I embrace it and try to see what's good about it, I could unlock opportunities of enjoyment. I might actually start to like this music because, you know, I'm giving it a chance. I'm letting myself embrace music, and I'm letting the outside environment embrace me. I'm becoming vulnerable. And by becoming vulnerable, it gives you a chance to merge and flow with the outside environment. When you put up your walls and you don't allow yourself to be vulnerable, that music's just gonna sound annoying, and you're just gonna have a hard time and a shit time because you're just too busy. Oh man, this music sounds like shit. This club shit, or this dance floor sucks. Look at the dance moves, it sucks. Or you could just look at life like, hey, look, I'm at this dance floor right now. This is my situation. I might not be here forever. I might, who knows? But let's just see what's fun about this. Let's see what's good about it. There's got to be a reason why all these people are smiling, right? And once I become aware of why they might all be enjoying it, then I can make my decision to continue to go back or not. But for that moment, it doesn't have to be a shitty experience. They're the two ways that we can. They're the two examples of how being responsible with our experiences and how we perceive it can change our experience. Because, for the example with the music and the dance floor, hopefully we're not stuck in that music all the time. I mean, there are ways that we can change it, but those things take time. But for now, while you're stuck on that dance floor or that workplace or that relationship or that family, while you're there, we can look at what we enjoy, what we can enjoy, and make the most of what life is offering. If we force the change too soon, it may change our vibration or everyone else's vibration. But for the time being, there are things you can do to ensure that you experience and you feel better about things. I'm still learning these things as well. I'm still learning that sometimes I gotta engage with things I don't enjoy that much, but I can make the most out of it. Like, no offense, but my job, there's a lot of things I don't like about my job, but I've learned to enjoy what I can from it and to not engage so much in things I don't enjoy too much about it, as like at a nice respectable level. It's not like I'm gonna be like, man, I want this money, but I'm not gonna do any of this work. No, you know, it's fair give and take. But even though there's a lot of things I truly do not like about my job, because I have to engage with a lot of low vibrational spirits, it's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a blessing and a curse, but I do what I can to use it to my advantage so that I can get the most out of it. And by taking responsibility, I have allowed myself to feel better about something I know I don't enjoy as much as something else. Maybe I've driven this point too far. Is that the why? Oh no, we're talking about the who. Oh yeah, so yeah, see, that's me. My sense of spirituality, or my sense of myself, my inner self, and how I interact with the outside world. That's that affects my vibration. I admit, when I do go to work and I have to be around a lot of low vibrational people, I have to, in a sense, I'm lucky I have good inner. I'm very familiar with my inner workings, so I can usually remind myself not to get too engaged in the low vibrational activities and engagements that my workplace does present me. In simpler terms, because I'm spiritual, I'm glad that I have the skills to be aware that my workplace can easily put me in a bad mood or make me a a lesser being, for lack of a better word. I don't want to become a lesser being. It's very easy because I work the nightlife, and a lot of the nightlife industry is designed for everyone to tap into their lower vibrational, lesser being tendencies, because it's healthy. It's healthy to remember that we're just human, we're just animals, and become more animal-like. It's healthy. When I play sport, that's kind of like me being animal. You know, when we go play basketball and stuff, like, yeah, I could be human and be like, hey, why are we engaging in some weird competition? Or I could just have fun running around, shooting hoops and shit. Get that animal side of me. Or there's other animal and carnal things that we can all enjoy, which the nightlife does facilitate. But yeah, there's benefits to all that stuff, and I'm employed in such an industry. But I'm also someone who wishes to maintain a very high vibration so that I can spread high vibrational skills to everyone else out there. So the one part of the who is oneself. Part of the who as well is everyone else there in the outside world. Of course, everyone's out there, but when we can be responsible, it helps if we understand that the outside world is just part of our environment. We don't have to think of the outside world as people and different peoples. In a sense, we can just think of it, they're just pieces and props in the environment. Oh, is that psychopathic when I say that, or is that sociopathic when I say that? Like I say, hey, when we look at all these different kind of people, everyone out there in the outside world, you don't have to think of them as people. You just think of them as props in the environment. Is that psycho or sociopathic? I don't know. But it helps to empower us more when we realize at the end of the day, we're the one who's responsible, not everyone else. I was talking about it before, but my cousins, they were dealing with people that blame them and me. They blame us for what they were doing wrong. So let's just say, look, to me, they're weak characters. Weak characters were blaming us for why they were being weak. But at the end of the day, they had the responsibility to make the decisions in their life. They could have chose to... It's up to them if they really want to come to basketball all the time and play with us. But because we like to encourage everyone to join us at basketball, apparently we're bad because we're just, you know, we just like to play all the time, and we're a bad encouragement with everyone else. It's like we never said don't take care of your responsibilities in life. We're taking care of our responsibilities in life, and we've allocated time to basketball. But as soon as you start blaming someone else as to why your life's going bad, you lose that power. You lose that responsibility. You become weak, or you allow yourself to become weak. And when I say weak, the weak lack power. And you can easily regain that power by taking responsibility. Whatever. This is a good thing to talk about as well. When I talk about who is involved with your spirit and your vibration as well, I know I said the outside world and all the people in the outside world are just part of the environment, but conversely, you can look at other people in your environment not as part of the environment, but you can look them as part of you. You can look at other people out there as actually part of your spirit. So when I talk about this, I'm talking about collective spirits and collective consciousness, groups of people, multiple people combining together to form a single sort of consciousness or a single sort of spirit. I know it sounds weird when we think about it in a rigid way. It's not like the construction Autobots, or like the construction bots forming together to make a big one, or like the Power Rangers fusing their Zoids to make the Megazord. Not like that. It's more like-minded individuals, when they get together, in a sense, they become a spirit themselves. They become a single spirit themselves, and that spirit interacts with the outside world because it's now its own essence symbiotically come together, for lack of a better word, and it interacts with the outside world. So to make more sense of it, because the rational, raw, rigid explanation might not make sense. In simpler terms, it'll be like families. A family is a collective of individuals come together to become one thing. Families are like that. Organizations are like that. Groups, sporting teams are like that. So, for example, what's a good example to explain how a collective consciousness interacts with the environment? So let's just say, let me think of a good example. My basketball team, when we engage with the outer world, why can't I think of an example? Okay, my basketball team, we're all Filipino. So that's my nationality. We're all Filipino. And when we engage, wait, let me think of a better example. All right, so collective consciousness is my basketball team. We get together, and we interact with the outside world. So when I want to know, hey, can our team play at this court? And we get the green light. Even though we're all different, separate individuals, we get the green light. The team can play. The collective consciousness can now play. When we want to play in the NBA, unfortunately, our collective consciousness does not work up to that level, and we acknowledge that, hey, we're not made for that environment. Those dance floors, that's for higher level dancers or for higher level basketball players, kind of thing. I'm not explaining this as well as I can, but whatever. Look, that's part of the who. I know how I can explain. So the team, the collective consciousness, if one of us isn't feeling as good, it affects the whole team, and then it can lower the vibration of the whole team. Whereas if one of us is feeling good, that can spread out and affect the whole team. So hopefully there's a good balance, or there's a surplus of high vibrational individuals in the team, so that the team in general can feel good. So when my team and we go face another team and we know they're skilled as hell, like they always win the championships. When we go out and verse them, it's easy for us to be discouraged. It's easy for, the boys to get discouraged, like, yo man, like, they're too good, blah 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 blah. And it can affect how we play. But if we bring enough good vibration, we could just be like, hey look, even if we win or not, let's just have fun, play. Let's see how well we've done, because last season, they doubled up the scoreboard on us. Let's just see how we play this time. And then what do we know? Yo, we were like pretty neck and neck, and they didn't double our points in the scoreboard like for this match. And then because we were just like, you know what, let's just have fun, see how we go, even though they're way better than us, we caught up and we had a mad time. And when we were playing on the court with these guys, we were all, they were supportive. They knew that we weren't the strongest team, but like they were cool. We were all like, yeah, and like congratulate each other and stuff, and it was cool. But yeah, just the spirit and the vibration, it helps the effect of the team. And because we were keeping ourselves in good spirits, the opposing team felt it and it rubbed off on them. And then everyone was having a mad time and whatever. They smashed us still, but at least we enjoyed that little bit of life. We enjoyed the smashing, for lack of a better explanation. So that's part of the who. Let me move on to when. When is the when? So when we talk about and think about raising our vibration and maintaining a high vibration, when do we want to consider this, or when can we apply these things? There's different whens. One of the simplest whens we can engage in activities that raise our vibration is daily rituals that we give to ourselves. Like, for example, when you wake up in the morning, one of the things you do is brush your teeth. Just that little thing, it's a reminder to you, like, hey, I've done something to maintain good dental health. Just knowing that, you feel better about yourself, because now you know that you've prolonged the wellness of your dental health. And knowing that your dental health is going to be well off for longer, you feel better about yourself. So it raises your vibration. Something as simple as that. We can get into more spiritual things. Like some people, I don't do it every morning, but I do meditate. And in a sense, I meditate during different times of the day for different types of things. But in the morning, it's kind of just to get me ready for whatever it is that I've decided to accomplish for that day. Yeah, it's like there's lots of things we can do that are daily rituals that can raise our vibration. Eating a healthy breakfast. Here's a better example. I make sure I exercise every day. Everyone's going to talk about they don't have time and all that stuff. Look, sometimes I only do it for 15 minutes. I just pull out my skipping rope and just do some skipping. Other people are going to say it's boring and all that. Luckily for me, I'm blessed and cursed with this, where I kind of need to engage in at least 15 minutes of physical, not strenuous, but physical activity. I have type 1 diabetes, and if I don't do some semi-strenuous activity every day, it affects my blood sugar and my insulin resistance and how my body reacts with food. It, it's something I know I just gotta do. So I do it. It's a daily ritual, and it makes my body physically feel better because now my hormones are working properly. But also, like, mentally, it feels good too. Like, it gives me that sense of accomplishment. So spiritually, that's good. Also, I'm sure it helps, um, you know, with your brain somehow. Uh, you just feel better when I get my heart running a little bit. I don't like to go too hard all the time. I used to be one of those people that exercise really hard and like I spend hours in the gym. I mean, I do still spend hours in the gym, but that's not going too hard. I spend hours in the gym now because I allow myself to rest, recover, and just feel more healthy because I've injured myself too many times going too hard. But anyway, daily rituals to help raise your vibration. When else can we raise our vibration or do things to raise or maintain our vibration? Was that right? Keeping so part of the rituals is being prepared for when situations get hard or how we react to sudden hard or stressful situations. It's got to do with that that responsibility with yourself. It's like, yo, when you know how you react, you can perceive how you're going to react and take it. It's normal to react badly to a bad situation, but then afterwards there's always a cool off period, and then how we maintain ourselves after, that's one way we can consider how we maintain or keep a higher vibration. Because just because someone cut me off on the road the other day and drove in front of me doesn't mean I have to be angry the whole day. I'll be angry for like 5-10 minutes, but I'm lucky that I've developed things in myself where I remind myself like, hey, look, whatever, that's what happens on the road. Don't let it affect everything else. And then I remember to keep my vibration nice. Another thing that I believe is important in when we can raise our vibration is just sudden, out of the blue, spontaneous, just out of nowhere things that delight us. Every once in a while, sometimes it's like, you might walk past a bakery and then you see like some nice pie there. You know what? Go get that pie and just eat it. Just be like, oh, you know what? That pie looks mad, and just enjoy it. And things like that, they're important because they're some of the most beautiful things in life. Or like you could be walking down the street and all of a sudden this plant has like some beautiful flowers. Just sit there for a few seconds and be like, you know what? The colors and the way those flowers look, that's beautiful. Just enjoy that, soak that in, and like there's little spontaneous out of nowhere things like really make a difference in terms of raising your vibration. It could be like you walk past strangers all the time and you might decide to smile at one of them because you had the opportunity to make eye contact with them, and you just smile and boom, just that little thing is like, yeah man, they smiled back, hells yeah. That makes a huge difference in your vibration. Look, I'm a smiler, and I'm also someone that's not afraid to look at someone. I've had a history of confrontations as a youth, especially the most difficult confrontations. So engaging with someone and being face to face to someone is nothing to me. And so, knowing that it's nothing, I used to be the type that always thought like, oh, I'm confronting someone, so now it's an engagement that's going to give a negative effect. I overcame that obstacle a long time ago, and I know, hey, whenever I can engage with someone, I can make it beautiful and positive. And the best thing I like to do is just try to smile at them, or at least acknowledge them. Just give them a nod or give them a heads up, just some sort of acknowledgement, because people feel better about themselves when they are acknowledged that they exist. Um, and another thing about when we can do things to raise or maintain our higher vibration is lifestyle. But that's just like a bigger picture way to say like the daily rituals or the weekly rituals or the monthly routines and all that stuff. But yeah, lifestyle is, it's when we can, that's a big thing for when we can do things to raise or maintain a high vibration. And in a sense, when you think of lifestyle, you can think of mindset. So that when is kind of all the time. If you can develop mindsets that encourage high vibrational living, ooh, hells yeah, I want you around in my life. And of course, when we fall off, like I had recently, we can develop things to help raise our vibration as well. Where? Oh, I want to talk about the when. No, actually, I didn't realize this, but this when that I want to talk about right now, I think it's the most important thing of this talk right now. I know I've talked for an hour, but this when is the most important thing. When when you become more aware of yourself and your own spirit, when you have more spiritual awareness of yourself, like your inner self, and you can recognize that you're not in a good mood or in good vibrations like I did, that's when we can create a program, or we can think of a program ahead to, all right, I'm in low vibrations. What can I do to raise my vibrations immediately for that day, but also overall? Because our vibration is not only affected just in the one moment, it's something that's constantly happening, and it could be because of lifestyle, or it could be because of environments and all that. It's a very big picture kind of thing. It's never usually just one event. There could be like bad events, like all of a sudden you get in a car accident and you break your leg. That can really lower your vibration. But besides those sudden drastic catastrophes, usually people start to get of low vibration and a general low vibration within themselves because of the things that are happening every day. So when you finally wake up and notice you're stuck in the darkness or in the clouds, it will help if you at least try to at least think of, what can I do to get myself out of this darkness, and come up with a strategy or a program as to see what is keeping your vibration low and what don't you have enough of to raise your vibration. For example, or to explain it simply, when you're feeling like crap and you notice that life's been feeling like crap lately, when you have the spiritual awareness to really notice, hey, I'm down in the dumps right now, that awareness that you know you're down in the dumps, use that as an advantage, use that as a chance to decide to make a change. And when you think about that change, think about the things that you are aware that's always making you feel like crap, like your environment, the people around you, or what you're doing all the time. Like, I'm smoking too much. Look, I like to vape, but I don't do it all the time. I know when I'm smoking it too much, it feels like crap, but I can still enjoy it. It's the sacrifice I've decided to take, or I've acknowledged to take. But yeah, be aware of the things that you know are keeping your mood low, and also think about the things that you could be doing more that will make you feel better, because maybe you're not doing enough things that make you feel better. It's not only about what's going wrong. Maybe it's about considering things that could be right, or even appreciating things that are right. Appreciating the high vibrational things you do have, to get to squeeze out more goodness out of those things. Or if you are aware that you're lacking in things that make you feel good, start introducing more things. Start allocating more time to things that make you feel good, and reducing time for things that don't make you feel so good. I know it's simpler, it's easier said than done, but that's the challenge of that everyone faces, and that is the challenge that spirituality aims to make easier for everyone, by empowering everyone with the awareness of how things affect our mood or our vibration. Should I get deep into this? Fuck it, I'm gonna get deep into it right now. Alright, so this is a deep thing I want to talk about. Yo, unfortunately, for many of the middle and low working class civilians out there, you guys are going to be working a lot of hours for various reasons. I'm not sure. Those are things that you need to think about. Situations you need to think about. Situations you put yourself into that you need to think about that can eventually change. But whatever. Look, they could be a lot of stressful things. How do I say this? It could be a big accumulation of stress, especially if you're not enjoying where you're working. And unfortunately, this is what I want to say, by working so many hours, an unhealthy amount, and know that 888 lifestyle, I don't believe is truly healthy. If you want to increase your intelligence, you might look at what that was designed for. And damn, I live here in Melbourne, Victoria, which I think created that. But whatever. It can be healthy if done properly. Working 8 hours a day. I think most people work more than 8 hours a day, to be honest. But whatever. When people are put through long periods of time of stress, especially working long hours, they find ways to raise their vibration with simple gratifications. And sadly, when you work so much, it's like, why did I work all these hours? Oh, at least working all these hours gave me more money. So what do I do with this money? Just give me cheap, quick thrills, like buying something new, or I don't know, something quick and easy. I'm not saying it's wrong, because it's not wrong. Yo, man, you just worked hard, man. You better make it worth it. But there are bigger picture things to consider. Like, what are the priorities? How do I say this? If you doesn't, I think the thing I want to talk about is, if you're only engaging in cheap, quick fixes to make yourself feel better, to raise your vibration, are you really raising your vibration, or are you just temporarily giving your vibration a boost just to go back the next day and lower it again. Because our vibration could be, let's just say here, this is the 50%. When we put ourselves through that daily life of stress, it lowers it hard. And then, oh, I earned that money, so at least I can jack it up again. But then the next day comes and then it lowers again, jack up again. I think I've talked too long, so I can't explain that properly. But yeah, there are healthier and more optimal ways to keep the vibration high rather than just draining yourself so much and then getting that quick fix. Maybe not draining yourself so much and then doing things that raise your vibration more steadily can bring you higher along the wellness and high vibrational mountain. There are ways to do it, and the best of us will figure it out or find help to figure that thing out. Figure out that strange, weird equation and puzzle, that bar graph or that line graph. I want to stop talking. I want to have a break and chill. For the sake of my vibration. I guess the last thing I talk about, like the who, what, where, when, is the where. Where can we raise our vibration? Yo, everywhere, because your vibration is dependent on you, the who, which is you. And no matter where you are, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you are your internal, you are the universe, so it's all about you. Your life is affected by how you feel, and it doesn't matter where you are still you, and you are with yourself no matter where you are. I could be at home, I could be at the shops, wherever, I'm still there with myself. So the first thing is where you can better your vibration. It's everywhere. It's within yourself. But of course, let's talk about where else besides internally and spiritually you can better your vibration. Become aware of the places that trigger your negativity and places that encourage you to feel better. When you become aware of those things, spend more time in those places and with those people that make you feel better, and not just quickly like a cheap fix like I told you, but really encourage goodness. Those places and people that encourage goodness, that encourage your better well-being, whether it be physically, mentally, or spiritually. The people that encourage you to eat and consume healthier foods might be better to keep around for longer. And of course, every once in a while you can have that chocolate cake, of course, because that's important too. But be in environments that help encourage a higher vibration. You know what? I'm just going to give a crude example just so I can get this explanation out of the way and go to sleep. You want to know what is damn low vibrational? At least to me, it's low vibrational. Gossip and talking about other people. To me, that's low vibrational, because to me, that, I don't know, to me, it's not constructive. It's constructive in the intent, in a sense, but most of the time, especially with weak characters, when they talk about other people, they're only talking about bad things about other people. They're not talking about things, they're not talking about growth. They're just talking about what's wrong. And unfortunately for a lot of the weak characters out there, they talk about the flaws or downfalls of other people so they can feel better about themselves. So like I said, gossip, I hate gossiping. all my friends and relatives know I don't like it and I don't engage in it. I usually go quiet when everyone starts to talk crap, or I leave the room. But that's low vibrational crap. And when you're aware of the type of people you keep around that like to gossip about others or not, it can really make a difference in your life. When you're aware of the type of people that say good things to other people or about other people versus those that generally don't, yeah, that can really affect and help your environment. Unfortunately, a lot of people get put into workplaces where they have to be around certain individuals or a lot of individuals, and I don't know why, but the general populace in the low and middle class, working class, I don't know why everyone likes gossiping and talking about other people. I don't know. I hope to elevate everyone and we all start becoming more constructive and talking about good things and better days and how we can improve, rather than talking about what's wrong with Susie or what's wrong with this motherfucker and all that and why we all agree with it. It's a hard war. That's a difficult spiritual war that I am still trying to overcome, but eventually one day I will help encourage everyone to join me against such a weird spiritual war of gossiping about other people and feeling better by putting other people down. Oh, let's not do that. I believe that we're all better. Man, you know what's funny and ironic? I just put all you people down, like, right there, kind of thing. And in a sense, it gave me a feeling of empowerment. Oh, man, I just did it myself. Look at that irony right there. But still, we can all become better. So let's do better. Because either way, I'm trying to show light. Let's make the most out of this light I'm showing, and let's raise our vibration. I'm trying to conclude this right now, but I haven't even talked about all the things I pointed out. You know what? I'll continue tomorrow. I'll make a part 2 so I can start talking more about what I need to, because I'm done. I'm hungry. This coffee is wearing off, and I want to do things to raise my vibration a bit more so I feel better. And I don't want to drag this talk out too much so that my vibration stays at a good level, and so I can share some good wisdom and spirituality with everyone. Who knows? I'll continue tomorrow. Good night.